OKFM 101.7.
On the line, I Honorable Clement Apaak, Busa South, Emrase Bejani. Yakom Rase Bejamua. Committee Ayapa womu se. Abaya nyumekuo. Woma juma wamuntu womanisa satellite ni echire titru ne womu sikasem. Ne sede womu ye sikasem womu wiemu no. Dr. Clement Apaak eka ho bi. A member of good standing our public account committee. Doug Martin.
Kwame amo meje oso me chia tiefo nyina me chia mo free takrade am say odi kan boy no wo ka say public accounts committee you remember enti ye ba takrade say ya be hwehwe 2019 auditor general's reports in some album until zone 4 ti ye zone 4 ye Like I said, we have concluded with the Auditor General's report for 2019. Yame Adoma, Yabesa Bankrai, and na committee in Peninfor, Yabaya home report, na Yadia Dan speaker. Na recommendations are Yaya Bibri, sir, Wamwa Abai, Yenina Ghana for Sika Ekodio Munsema, Wama and Fanya Juma was on Muye. Woman to me and fa a dance here. I'm trying. I was a Yadomoko court. Majidi say, meaning say, Jutumo parliament. Na Attorney General so, and also Ebetwaso. Eti Yewe Zone 4 2019. See the next phase, Ebeye 2020. But you know, be crowd here, I think Ebeye. Committee won't pay for no. One more man combine it, or they say 2020 and 2021. For the first time in the history of the Fourth Republic, no, the Public Accounts Committee is very close to real time. In February, committee no reports no, bare 3 years backlog, but me no can say 2019, you know. Now it is only a year backlog, which will be the 2020. As I say the humanity, at every time, the reports are always 1 year behind. Because auditors, answer on Bedu Mujumano. Now the year has ended 31st December. It's Yawatakradi, but the year 2019, Yami Aduma, the next week, the best start 2020. Now, Hona Ghana for Ebehu. Kankan project Jirim ane amanfo o ma hyeda abo mutimu po say won be wia ye nyina esika no 2020 no ya sha ase a ye dey ko 2021 no Ghana for enhu be dwuro mo pa
Doctor, we na public account committee we mu say nkrofo oboma ba say this time around we mutimu say moni abre pa but e bi question a we mu bisa ne say Afibia yenya report eba. Afibia public account committee ehwehwem. Ema dia esie epie. Na so bekwa ko wiase no. Na dia odi sika wo. Dia omani sika weekly okoso omano financial loss. Yen tibiyem se sa nipa no. Yadina kogina mra no. Ya boneka. Yadina kotum ana ya ye bibia ye deterrent enough enu ntina akoba se enkrofo bebre nya nkranse se won be ya ma every year ye beti sanse mi sei
Kwame asema wa bi se semkase na nchiremu e wo ho de atia ne se auditor general no oye obi a o report to parliament. But Stadium Nano Esiano, a executive president, and appointed. So I say 2021 reports no ebetuja. I Ghana for a T, Diana a war, just one category of reports no the reports on public boards, corporations, and statutory institutions. I betuja say 17.4 billion ena akokamu no magana for dudwana na almost original ya obia edi hu nkomo mu nsem trofo yara mu bɔ mo homoden magana for enya ntiase but the me pa chane say ejuma no ye o ma hodo auditor general na oye sa ejuma yi no man ho kwan as per the Occupy Ghana versus Audit Board any Megidi AG case now with the court say the Auditor General has the power to disallow and surcharge. And only there is so ya won hwehwe mu no na say sika bi akokam na wugidi na wanhu nyinaso anasa omontimi amfa nyinaso amma Auditor General no say sika no de wo so omodi ya no e na omodi aye a wobedimi aka say esan say wo muntumi emfa nyinaye emma wo anasa wonhu in adance entino sa sika no de omoso omodi aye no wonje penie until you have disallowed that activity. Where disallow awie no obeka say sa sika no so no omon san famra emeto aban efutuom entino the current Auditor General Mr. Johnson Ekuamwa Asiedu wano na yeyi domlebo efri ho obaye won fa sa tumi no enye adwuma no ama yedodo na yantiase so be kan po a civil society groups 32 civil society groups any Ghana for mpenifo bi akoto ampa onomo any minua Kofi Asare nomo any Samson Ladi nomo womu tu jinaye eko ye demonstration at the premises of the Auditor General's office omo twi na adwea besi so amu bisa nsem sanya bia papai adena satumi we ewo ho obetumi ade agege sika amayen enso wonfa nya edwuma nti ono no onye na fa. It is not sufficient for the Auditor General to just audit. He has the additional responsibility to issue the disallowance certificate. So issue na se ni pakano ejidi se kwedu awodi abono no onyina so a obetumi akọ na court na se court gitumu a na ya ka se wonfa ne ho enko son na se court no so hwe na se woni ngina so se the Auditor General na aka na no tue sika man other domlovo ebe fru ho what is to me edwuma it me 66 million Ghana cedis edimai ezinu nua oba ede me no ukasei ye ni nginae se ode sa dwuma no aye edwuma na ono anya ne de na afede abeka parliament any public accounts committee the public accounts committee no woni to me obetumi akase ye nchi nipa nti apra ye bo aye toto amanfo ano ade omo ka wutumi se bidie eye ntronko a nipa tumi etna yenim e ka che se PB sa wontumi enfanche auditors abra mo ba na so ye ebedi be 2 weeks every ho omo ye exit conference wontumi fa adanse emaye ebio ye man management letter eyi bosumi etwemu wontumi fa adanse emaye no betna yenim sa PV so no asa ukeka ni nyina eboma na akodu be 200,000 300,000 no menua ekura ene ba ne office ebe fine na we bisa ne say anye bia ye kura na onim say auditors ni eba ozo wono wo hwehwe ne office na wanhu no auditors no free wono obeba public accounts and after the okohwe ne cupboard chi ohun say kura kakaka ekuta eyi file na PV so wo mu no. Now, I mean, you can see that there are deliberate schemes to try and cheat the system. But essence, you need prosecutorial powers. What we can do is say, a report now are making recommendations for these cases like this and others, especially procurement breaches, that those should be referred to the Attorney General for prosecution. It's when we come to Parliament and we write our report and we make the recommendations. Now, a plenary no ye di hun komo na say debate na ye adopt here. It is now the responsibility of the auditor of the Attorney General to give it effect. Ahono na akam And that is why we don't tend to hear prosecutions, because we cannot prosecute. We cannot even cause an arrest. We can only make recommendations, and those recommendations, will be given effect by the Attorney General.
Mm-hmm.
But usually when we come to this sentence, you will be shocked. Sir, information, any sika amount for entry and for before they come to the committee, no more could be. Just yesterday, when we were sitting, I won't give names, but there were several instances where they came with receipts. Back to government chest. Just this year, 2022, where you quote the since 2019. But that's answer when himself auditor and the Public Accounts Committee say they better to a man on a lot of them go to pay back some of these monies to chest before they appear before the committee. Once it is true, sir, Obibeka, there is a lacuna somewhere. Because in Kayadia, as you now say Attorney General, no, at the report to the Juma. Mijidi say the Okayano, the deterrent factor, no, in Kabewaho, Nka 2021 year, the same Auditor General's reports on public boards, corporations, and statutory institutions. Every, what they saying, 12.8 billion for 2020. Ebe do 17.4 billion 2021 no. Nka ebe brase, nka ebe kofom. But because the deterrent effect and many cabals, these groups are Omashada ACC Yenano, Omunim se Asuchiano and Shada and Quachirinintino. They are emboldened, and when you have an Auditor General who is also refusing to search out, they are emboldened. Well, how can you say you have invested $2 million in a SkyTrain project? We have not even seen feasibility studies. Now we see the things like that. It should be straight away. Disallow and search out. Those who went to do this and wasted our monies, they should be paying these monies by now. We shouldn't be waiting. And there are several more examples like that. If we can do better as a nation, both within the context of the Auditor General, someone for the power to disallow and search out, one for Juma, and in Parliament too, say we are reports now you adopt here. Attorney General should work with it so that we can save this nation these colossal amounts of money. Where are making 17 billion, 17.4 billion, 2021 for only one category, 12.8 billion for the same in 2020. This is only for public boards, public corporations, boards, and other statutory institutions. Ministries, departments, and agencies, pre-tertiary, pre-university institutions, secondary schools, technical universities, metropolitan, municipal, district assemblies, what Ghanaians will be shocked about how much money we are wasting. We will not need to go to IMF. We will not need to borrow money if we are serious about dealing with the infractions in the Auditor General's report. But yet it was. And this is what is happening.
That time it say, boss say, Public Account Committee, no, more dear no, be making recommendations to the Attorney General. And I say, one be taken off from there. Whether Mr. Bissau, Public Account Committee, some making recommendations and what. And you be no eswa na ya musi echire kobisa say nanu ye de asambe dam ayemra nimfo a mobokwa adu say asumesi ana obenten say nuaye a yetuju say wo senka mutu nwa na mon aya amukọ kobisa ehunu say indeed recommendations na am making no ye effect ana.
I don't know the mean to me and can so give me bisa chairman any ranking. But me Martin say chairman say Yesamba parliamenta obe saman through the speaker Attorney General na we bisano sa nsemi a unso ubisame no we would get to know the truth about what has been going on with regards to recommendations are or reports no more speaker IGA I think that it will still happen. Even if it has not happened, we'll get to know what has been going on. But based on what you and I know, the Attorney General has given effect to the recommendations that we have been making. But on one Parliament, now Wabayano, now you will be a Nukrano Edda.
Bibisa way against the background, say, and here now, mube making recommendations, Lebiana Samoko, Chakradi, and Mubebi and San Mbebe. Now, ma making recommendation, and Mufi say the year Juma, a bit deter others from engaging in similar Bibisa in the near future. Okay. But the unfriendly Juma say, Makwa Bregu Jumo, exercise in futility, no matter how Baby Simuda demo, and tell me Bibisa San.
No, me know you are doing, but yeah, exercise in futility because everybody can as a result of the work of the Public Accounts Committee, a lot of monies are paid by auditees, those who, have caused or hitherto were sitting on those monies or couldn't account. They come to pay, they pay the monies and come to the committee to show the receipts. But even so, the way we are again, if we can go the step further to ensure that prosecutions are undertaken by the Attorney General, and it has the public and deterrent effect. I agree with you that what we are doing, yes, but Mengi needs is sufficient. And I think that is where a lot of Ghanaians too sometimes fault Parliament and the Public Accounts Committee. But the truth is that Committee in Ankasano, we don't have the locus to be able to initiate and then to be able to prosecute. We rely on the reports that we present to the plenary. And once the report is adopted, say the Parliament, it is no longer a report of the Public Accounts Committee. It becomes a report of the Parliament of the Republic. And, the other phases, should be something that should be happening between the Attorney General's office or Attorney General and the leadership in Parliament. It's the other level, Public Accounts Committee. Sure, I need to me, sir, but even so, I think that these are recommendations that we can raise.
I am Mumbo Mutuja. Now, Doc is previous settings. Any revelations say ye PMU ba ode to feed ye no ho a ye decline e wo sikasemwa empeniform de da banwumekua no ye ne basa na say arise.
Sir, Madam, Sir Committee since a 7th Parliament. That is 2017. And I can tell you that we are seeing some trends, particularly in the area of pre-tertiary educational, pre-university educational institutions, secondary schools, and then in the municipal, metropolitan, and district assemblies. Which means brassy. We are seeing some improvement. Even part of the program, the lack of proper structures. And in some cases, a lot of these, internal auditors, any accountants, any coordinating directors, they don't follow proper processes and they don't use the rules and procedures. We are beginning to see some improvements in those areas. But rather, some ministries, departments, and agencies now, we are not seeing improvements. And as the biggest culprits, the public boards, corporations, and other statutory institutions. And that is why you see, for that category alone, for 2020, from 12.8 billion, just 1 year, to 2021, a who 17.4 billion. Hey. So in some areas, you can see that the entities are trying to at least do what is necessary and to follow the rules. Once in a while, you will have some outliers who be on the unfair swine. But generally, in those categories that I mentioned, we are seeing some improvement. But with the other categories, and this largely has to do with those who are even supposed to superintend over all the other institutions. So you have Ministry of Education, you have Ministry of Finance itself, you have institutions like Yoko, you have even the judicial judicial service, and it is shocking and it is embarrassing. It raises a lot of questions. You are the top. You know, institutions like Ghana Gas, NPA, and then Asifo. I mean, you people are at the top. You have the best expertise. You have the top bureaucrats. You know the rules of engagement. How is it that those institutions are the base? I mean, we are seeing improvement. And yet those same public institutions at the top are supervisory authority. Over those are the base, you know. So something definitely is happening. It is happening. And it is very sad, Kwame. Because, you see, I have argued that the bane of this country is the educated elite. Yeah, see, I go school. I what degrees, HND, MPhil, PhD, and I say for no. Yeah, in a Ghana for, Eddie Omu Ashemu, Sir Yansha, na Oma Brabo. And how? We are the ones who signed the contract. We draft the contractual agreement. We make the laws. We know the processes and the procedures. And yet we are the same people who use the knowledge and skills and talents that we have acquired on the back of the poor taxpayer, cocoa farmers, kaya ye, nyami wapa award doninga oye kwijuma. Nimdia yede wamusika akwajeno. Sa nimdia no ene edi sisi won. Ama ma brabo aye basa. Atiti apansam. I mean, what type of educated elite do we have in this republic? It is simply not allowable. We are the pain of the challenges and the problems of this country, and we ought to speak truth to ourselves.
OKFM 101.7.